weekly voyage into Florida fishing. Presented by Hubbard's Marina. Hosted by Captain Mike Anderson and Captain Dylan Hubbard.
Good morning, Tampa Bay. Happy New Year. Talking Fishing going to be here until 8 o'clock.
Unfortunately, only until 8 o'clock.
The great Derek DeBose on the other side of the wall here. He will be the first voice you hear. Questions, comments, fishing reports, bring them right here, 1-800-969-9352. So good to be back in the air chair. Got a nice little holiday break there. Good to see you, my brother.
Yeah, man. I missed this. I missed you.
Yeah, I missed you too, man.
Buddy.
Yeah, it is. I've been doing this a long time, so it's weird when even Beth was like, "Hey, you're not up Saturday?" I'm like, "No, a little break for the holidays."
Yeah,
so,
the holidays fell weird this year.
They did, and
Yeah.
it was very, and it's funny because I thought it was just me. I'm like, this is just bizarre. Everything's in the middle of the week, and everything's kind of jacked up. But I talked to a lot of people. Some of my partners.
It messed up. Like, I have a very regimented, somewhat at least, the structure and the hope is to have a regimented schedule, right? But yeah, it was very difficult.
Yeah.
Because everything was thrown off.
Everything was jacked up for sure, no doubt. Although the holidays were good. We got a good break. How'd the kids do? The kids have a good holiday?
The kids are pumped, man. Christmas presents are still rolling in. They're spoiled rotten. Yeah, they're having a good time though. It's a lot of fun when your kids are of enjoyment age, right, for the holidays. But holiday breaks can be a little challenging, right? Just like I just said, getting out of schedule for us is challenging. For a 5-year-old, getting out of schedule is challenging is the easy way to say it, the polite way to say it.
The whole kids thing is an interesting road, and there'll be those listeners that know exactly what I'm talking about. When they're the age of yours, everything's just all cute and new, and you're like, oh, T-ball, and, we had so much fun with Rachel and Georgia and their basketball careers, and, but there's a time in their teenage years when you're trying to figure out how to sell them. Like straight up. Like everyone that was like, oh, look at her. She's for sale. No return policy, but I'll sell her to you. Like, do you have a cabin anywhere we can swap out? I mean, straight up, trade something. I will trade you. And now that they're older, you're like, oh, okay, there they are. I like them again.
No, I remember, I reflect on myself, right? And I was a little bit challenging. I'm
sure you were.
I think my sisters might have been a little bit more challenging, but I know it occurred to me when I was like 25. After post-college, I had the epiphany. I was like, my dad's not a bad guy.
Yeah.
He was probably right most of the time.
My father used to say that his dad, my grandfather, he thought from the time my dad turned 18 to the time he was 22, that he thought that maybe my grandfather went to night school. He goes, because all of a sudden he got smart. Like everything he said made
my
sense.
dad was right most of the time. I just didn't like his tone.
Right, yeah, exactly. Yeah, right, no doubt. Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah. But weather-wise, man, I'm pretty pumped this morning. Not only to be back, not only to see you, but I've seen, looking at the Wind Finder app here, I'm seeing some dark blues again. It's really good to see some weather windows start to develop.
Yeah.
This last week was pretty depressing for me, bud. I was riding pretty low.
Thin rail.
Yeah. Yeah. After hurricanes, we had a great holiday break. It seemed like tourists were coming back. We were building up some momentum, returning to some sense of normalcy, and then we just hit that January 1st, start of the year wall, and then got ran over by some cold fronts.
I think they're hitting a wall up there in Atlanta right now with all that snow, dude.
It's crazy.
Real crazy.
But we do have a little bit of weather window developing here on the backside of this front. It definitely petered out a little bit. It was supposed to be pretty hardcore. Advanced models were calling for like snow flurries in Tampa, right?
Yeah.
But it's really petered down. It seems like it's going to be a little breezy and nasty today. It's going to cool off a little bit. But tomorrow's calming down pretty fast, and Monday's shaping up to be a pretty darn good day because Tuesday it's going to get a little nasty again there, but only for a brief period, and then you get another little weather window there, tail of the work week, and might potentially have a little disturbance over the weekend, but pretty short-lived. So it seems like we're starting to develop that more every 3 to 5 day.
A little consistency.
Yeah, and that'll be nice because fishing between those fronts is so great.
Yeah.
And fishing really is good this time of year because they can't feed when the water's really nasty, stirred up, weather's nasty, and you get these 1 or 2 days between the fronts, and trying to fish right before the next front, as far away from the last front as possible, you really are able to capitalize on some good bites. And we're on that full moon. The full moon is Monday. So you're on the front side of the full moon right now, and most of the work week will be on that back side of it. Lots of good moving water, and that should help clean out the water too. Behind these big fronts, it gets all stirred up and nasty, but those big full moon tides should hopefully help clear up parts of the bay real quickly. And man, the sheep's head bite, redfish bite, trout bite.
Big trout bite is what's really, and I guess it's probably because we've had this redfish bite for most of the year. The redfish bite's been really solid. Sheephead is normally pretty solid this time of year, so those are the things you expect. We haven't had a good trout bite in a couple of years.
And flounder, too.
Yeah, there's a lot of flounder, too, which is a great indicator on water quality. One of the very first fish in our estuary that bugs out because of bad water is flounder.
Yeah, and then near shore, we're seeing good hogfish. We've got the lane snapper back open. Got some good mangrove consistency there. Offshore has been nuts when we're able to get out to it.
Yeah.
Haven't been able to get out to it recently, but it has been really good to us when we're able to get out there.
Yeah, lots of good reports coming in. Weather update brought to you by our good friends at Reese Windows and Doors. You know, they're Florida's leading window and door company. Over 50 years in business. Free installation. Most windows and doors installed in just 6 weeks. Only use in-house installers. No freelance contractors. Double lifetime warranty, which I absolutely love. A warranty you can actually transfer with your home to new owners if you decide to leave this beautiful state. You got a little boost there. Visit reesewindows.com for more info. Let me ask you this, bro. As much as it gets tough because I'm just coming out of deer season, wrapping up the year, all that stuff. When I roll back into January, I get super excited to get on the water. The last couple of years, it's been a little, the winter window has been pretty small. At least throughout my career, I've found it's better to have these extended cooler periods. Obviously, we don't want to freeze. We don't want anything crazy, but we want cooler weather. It seems to really turn things over on the inshore side. It seems to, that spring snook bite, the tarpon fishing, everything just seems to be better when we have some kind of season. Do you find that in the offshore scene, or is it there's just too much water and it doesn't affect them the same?
Honestly, I think there's a lot of water and it doesn't affect them the same as my gut feeling, but you've been saying that so much, and I hope it holds true, right? It's a good silver lining positivity thing, like, hey, we're getting hammered by cold fronts right now. We can't fish, but it's going to make a really good spring, guys.
Yeah, it does.
So I'm holding out the faith. I think it does help with the patterns, and every time the Gulf gets changed over and we have these bigger storms, it helps. Whether it's a hurricane or big cold front, and I think if you have a hardened down winter with a barrage of those northwest cold fronts that sweep across the entire Gulf, and you get those big cold front legs that extend down into the Yucatan, it's healthy. It's healthy to get that water moving. I don't think it necessarily, it's colder and it helps the fish. I think it's just that turnover, right? Stirs things up. It's not good to have a stagnant body of water. And when the Gulf of Mexico is moving, you get those currents, you get those upwellings, you get the loop current disturbed a little bit, you get the loop current moving. Around. Exactly. Nutrients get moved around. It's healthy for the Gulf.
See, for us, when you get inshore and you're dealing with a species like snook, which is a subtropical species, they don't feed well when it gets really cold. Their metabolism slows down. So when it's cold like this, they don't feed through the winter as heavily. Obviously, they have to eat something, but, you'll catch early springtime snook. If you're out fishing with shrimp, you get in a canal somewhere, especially a dark bottom canal, you start catching some snook, you'll notice that they're super skinny because they haven't been gorging. They haven't been feeding. There isn't bait in the canals. It's too shallow. So I just think when this happens, you get a couple of months where they're just feeding to survive. They're just eating, for purpose instead of, oh my God, there's cheeseburgers everywhere. That change up when that bait first pushes in, that water temp starts to warm up. They come out of the canals, they come out of the backcountry. It's it's magical. It just is. It's just for an inshore guy. That's the time of year you just, you schedule those trips. Everybody, hey, when should we go? You should go here, the end of March, early April, when that water temp starts to come up, the bait starts to show up, and those fish pour out of the backcountry, knowing they're headed to spawn here shortly. It's incredible. So I like the cooler. I hate it, but I like it. It's one of those.
On a general trend, like global trend, it looks like La Nina is here to stay for most of the winter. And most of the time when that La Nina stays in effect pretty hard and stays stronger, generally we have a more mild winter. So it'll be interesting to see how that affects if we have that drier. Yeah, and if we do have a more mild winter, it looks like the forecast right now is it's going to be difficult for it to change to El Nino by summer. Which would not be good because La Nina helps to fuel a more powerful Atlantic hurricane season. So right now forecasts are saying that La Nina is here to stay and it will be hard to change over by summer. So
I feel like we're like we're like kids who right now we're like kids who are children of abusive parents. Seriously. Because, dude, think about it.
Some of your analogies, bro, really.
But, dude, think about it. Every time you say hurricane, I flinch a little bit. And I didn't even have any damage. I mean, you guys that are on the coast, I got friends that live in St. Pete on the water and St. Pete Beach and areas like that. They're just now starting to piece things back together.
One positive thing, so I'll silver line it for you, is a La Nina also it fuels a more powerful Atlantic hurricane season, but generally those storms trend more west.
Okay.
So,
well,
there's that.
Couldn't you just said that first?
Well, I'm sorry. I didn't know you'd be so triggered.
Dude, we had some bad storms this year. 2024 was crazy, bro.
I'm aware.
I know you are. And that's what I'm saying. I feel like you're just sitting at the table with a dad who would backslap the dog crap out of you, So if he raises his hand to say something, you're like, what'd I say? You know what I'm saying? Hurricane. Don't say that word. I'm over it. I'm good. I don't, we have people pouring out of waterfront properties. I'm good. I don't need to live here anymore. I don't need to live on the water.
Yeah. It's been a wild road, and it's still ongoing. But John's Pass, man, it's better every day. It's cool. We got Delos is back open. A lot of places are back open. It's things are looking up, baby.
I've had many a slice of Delos's pizza. Good stuff. There's no doubt about it. Again, phone lines are open here. We're talking fishing. At least 7 ways to catch a trout. 1-800-969-9352. Light these phone lines up. We'll be talking to Alan here on the other side. Hopefully we'll hear from you as well. We'll be back. 970 WFLA.
If you want your windows there in weeks, pick up the phone and just search Reese.
It would be interesting. I know. I just like the juxtaposition, right? It's actually been really nice lately. Reaching out, random. Yeah. I'd rather, keep that relationship
100%.
cordial.
I'm always
instead of antagonist. I've learned that in my older years.
I'm always cordial. I only have one person on my list that my cordial self will not be visiting anytime soon. Other than that, we're good.
Yeah.
And I imagine it'll happen at the most inopportune time, probably somewhere in a big booth at the Miami Boat Show or ICAST or something.
Yeah, ICAST came up. The guys from FGA want to talk about ICAST again, and I'm very apt to tell them I don't want to do that again. So I was tied to that booth the whole day, and I didn't get to do what I wanted to do,
Right.
And a couple of them are pushing for it, and those were the guys that are the busiest ones at ICAST, so we didn't even see in the booth. Like, if you guys want to do this, you can do it.
Well, you guys do it. I'll come by the booth. I'll hang out, but I'm not. I have other stuff I need to attend. Yeah. That's how you got to set it up for yourself. Although it was nice to be able to find you.
Yeah.
Where's D? I know where he is.
It was cool. I still got to talk to a lot of different people, but it was all people that didn't have booths because they were walking around and I could catch them. But anybody who had a booth, I didn't get to really see them outside of Dixon.
Well, last year we had a big agenda too, so
yeah. And that was important. Last year was important.
Yeah.
To do that booth, it made sense.
Yeah, 10 to 15 on Wednesday. group trip on Wednesday.
Yeah, Wednesday looks like it could be pretty bad.
Wednesday?
Yeah, it's wind finders calling 20 to 25 basically most of the day.
My God.
Out of the northeast. Well, it's out of the northeast, thankfully. I'm looking at Egmont. I'm not looking at Tampa Bay.
That's what I look at too. God, that sucks. There's a group trip. What the hell, bro? I got one group trip next week, and that's what you're gonna do. 47. Only gets to 59 too.
Morning, Van Hubbard. You wrote a good article. I gotta send you. Sent me a picture of it. It's pretty interesting.
The great Van Hubbard.
James Porter said 5 inches of snow tomorrow, last day of deer season.
Oh, yeah. Closes tomorrow. I had a good season though.
I have the hot sauce I promised you in my truck. Do you have anything venison sausage related for me?
No, but I need to bring you some because I'm packed and I shot another doe, so I will be bringing you some.
All right.
100%.
I gotta text you on Friday and remind you.
Yes, you do. And I'll grab my cooler on my way out of the garage and hook you up. And then I gotta remind you to bring a cooler.
Yep. This morning I was thinking about it and I was like, if he has it, I'll just throw it in the bed of the truck. I don't need a cooler. But then it was a lot warmer than I expected this morning.
It was a little warmer than I expected.
Yeah.
I was going to wear shorts. I wanted to wear shorts for
Me too.
the gym, but I didn't because I thought it was going to be crazy. And here we are.
Yeah, that's the worst. Then you gotta go to the gym and change in the locker room. My locker room is always full of older guys in their 60s and 70s just walking around. I'm like, bro, come on.
Free balling.
Yeah.
That's why I wore my sweats. I'll just train in my sweats. I'm doing.
You can tell the military guys versus civilians too.
No doubt.
Guy walking through totally uncovered has always got like a Marines tattoo or an Army tattoo. I'm like, all right, bud. Thanks for your service.
Yeah.
Now put a towel on.
This ain't the barracks. Welcome back. Proud to have our good friends at Affordable Roofing Systems again with us here for 2025. Whether you need a shingle, metal tile, or a flat roof, it doesn't matter. Affordable Roofing Systems is your safest choice for repairs or replacements. They did a repair on my roof after the hurricane. I just had a little bit of misfortune to my roof, and that got fixed up really, really quick, done really, really well. D. Hubbs had his roof done. Captain Big Ben Marshall had his roof done. Nobody does it better. They are the choice for the Real Animals Fishing Team. Call 1-888-397-ROOF for your free estimate or visit them online at affordableroofingflorida.com.
I had one of those moments last night. I was like, man, I'm going to have to call the roofing company. It got real breezy with that cold front coming through. And I'm like, it's getting nasty, getting ready to go down for bed. In my room, stretching, lights off, everybody's quiet, and the house is quiet. All of a sudden, dude, just boom on the back of the house. I was like, whoa, what was that? I jumped up. My wife jumped up. And we're like, what in the world? It sounded like someone was trying to break in our back door.
Oh, that would be a bad idea.
Oh, yeah. And it was go time. I was giddy. And I go out there, and I can't see anything, can't see anybody. No one's around. And then all of a sudden, boom, happens again. And I was like, dude, I think that's something in the wind. So I go out in the backyard. We have these sunshades, and one section of the sunshade had come off the roof, off the connection, and it was whipping around. It somehow, the wind had picked up one of my kids' like Strider bikes in the back. I don't know how this happened, but the sunshade perfectly tied a knot around this bike, and the wind was so powerful, it was whipping the sunshade and lifting that bike like 30 feet in the air and slamming it on the roof. Yeah, it was nuts. So I had to run out there and grab it and untwist it and tie it back up.
I don't know if that's covered.
Yeah, it was pretty crazy. I was like, man, it was so dark. I didn't check the roof, but I was like, I think it might have damaged the roof.
You might want to check that.
Might have to call those guys today.
Let's go to the phones here real quick. Check in with Alan in St. Pete. Alan, how are you, brother? Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you guys. Good to hear your voices this morning.
Thank you, sir. Good to be back. Good to be back.
Yeah, boy, I tell you, it's kind of a pretty morning I mean, it's a little overcast and it rained earlier, but I'm sitting looking at the upper Boca Ciega Bay, not too far north of Johns Pass, and I think it'd be a good morning to throw a topwater if I wasn't working.
I agree. Even when you're working.
Do they frown upon that kind of thing?
I cannot confirm or deny that.
Just turn your body cam off. You'll be fine.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. But, boy, I tell you, a little too flat. I like a little more ripple when I'm throwing top water, but it's just flat calm.
That's beautiful. Awesome. Yeah, that's nice. This time of year, that's really nice, boy. That's a good, thing to see. You bet.
I like that area, too.
Yeah.
Just north of the pass. Some good spots up there.
Really good.
Yeah. There's a lot of docks that nobody's fishing off of anymore, so there's all kinds of structure. I mean, you got to find the upside. A lot of your piers and stuff that you normally couldn't fish, now you can.
Yeah. Fort DeSoto's back open. Those fishing piers are back open. Pretty good news there.
That is good.
Yeah, my little secret hole that I found a couple of weeks ago that I normally am not allowed to fish, that park opened back up as well, so I can't fish it anymore, but darn it. I don't want to wish ill on the state park system, but I was kind of hoping that would stay closed a little longer. I was enjoying having that to myself.
Yes, sir.
Things are definitely changing.
Yeah, you definitely has changed your outlook. I definitely don't have the dream of the ocean front or hilly California.
Yeah, I'm good.
Second home anymore.
Yeah,
I'm good.
Yeah. Well, there was
California was never my
zero
dream.
Chance of me moving to California. Absolutely zero.
No, I mean, I've been, in the military. I visited out there a few times. It is a beautiful state.
No doubt.
Politics,
no doubt.
But
yeah, San Diego. My dad was in San Diego. Said it was absolutely amazing. The weather's incredible.
Sand Dog is pretty.
Yeah. But I'm good. I don't even really want to visit now. I'm good.
Yeah, no kidding. Well, yeah, it's just amazing how all that mismanagement comes back to bite you.
Yes, sir.
All those years of not doing what they should have been doing with the forests and stuff. It was only a matter of time.
I'll never forget going to Austin, Texas, and there in Austin, it was nuts. They had totally defunded the police and stuff. I was in the middle of a store getting looted. And I was just trying to buy a drink. Like it was total chaos.
Nice.
Like fights in the street. You weren't allowed out of your hotel. Like the hotel was like, yeah, we don't recommend you go down the street.
That's crazy. Alan, we appreciate you, brother. I'm up against the clock. Have a very happy and blessed 2025. We're looking forward to your fishing reports, my brother.
All righty. Grouper out there.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we're gonna do a gag grouper update this show. Talk about the
They're just everywhere, but all righty. Well, y'all have a great day.
Thanks, Alan. Appreciate you, brother. Good stuff. We got Ron and Ron's Tackle Box. We've got our good friend Van Hubbard from down in Shalahaba. Those guys are up. Hopefully we'll hear from you as well. 1-800-969-9352. That's the number. Light them up. We'll be back.
Yeah, somebody brought it up in the stream about gag grouper and what the season's going to be. We can talk a little bit about that. We've been talking about it in the show, the Sunday night show the last couple of weeks, and got some more positive outlook.
Yeah, I missed the last one because I was sitting by the fire at the camp.
Yeah, no worries. I was going to text you like, hey, we're doing the show tonight, but I was like, I know he's out. I thought you were at deer camp or still on vacation, so
my alarm goes off. So
I was like, we'll call if he's available.
I got an alarm set, so I was like, way too many beers in.
We're playing the Commanders tomorrow, right?
Yeah. Well, mate.
I thought it was a smart day. 1 o'clock.
Well, there's a lake.
Oh, it was 1 o'clock. That's going to screw me.
I don't think so. I think they played the lake. I heard somebody complain about it on T-Crow's show that they wanted to fly down for the game, but NFL put it up. There's a late game. Look,
dang it. You're right. It's 8 o'clock.
Yeah, 8 o'clock. Yeah.
Brutal.
Pack for me, I'm blessed because I got the Packer game at 4 o'clock and the Bucks game at 8 o'clock. So I get Hopefully I'll get 2 wins.
Why is it called the wild card round? I thought we had won our division.
You did, but you didn't have enough wins to get you out of the wild card. There's only one team gets a bye, and that's the number 1 seed in each. So
it was kind of lame that the Chiefs didn't even try their last game.
They didn't have to.
Yeah, but that's kind of lame.
You got it locked up. There's no reason to play your starters and get them hurt. Though.
Yeah,
I'm talking about millions of dollars at stake.
I don't know.
I mean,
it's the same thing. Like, what did you think about the Bucs throwing that pass to Mike Evans when they should have taken a knee?
I mean, dude,
it's cool they did that.
The other thing is,
I love Mike.
And dude, there's a ton of money. He was set to make a ton of extra
$3
money.
million.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm like, no, dude. I actually applaud the ownership group for saying, hey, if he can get that record, you go ahead and give it to him.
Yeah.
That means that we're going to spend another $3 million. That guy's been here busting his tail for this team all them years.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's cool that he did it. 11 seasons in a row. Only other person to do it is Jerry Rice. He did it in his first 11 seasons. It's pretty historical, but also at the same time, if they threw that and it got picked.
Well, but they would have won anyway, right? They were up by
No,
they weren't up by enough.
No.
When I was traveling. I knew they.
I think they were. I think they were up like 7 points, right? But if it got like picked, and there was implications.
Okay.
It seemed dangerous.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad he got it.
I am too. But people have been very torn on that.
You know, there's.
Whereas, like, I think it was the Lions or some other team, like, purposely made it to where their player couldn't get that incentive. I forget what it was.
Really?
Yeah.
That never goes over big.
I don't think it was the Lions. Maybe it was Dallas.
Probably Dallas.
Yeah. Seems like a Jerry thing to do.
Train wreck. We got the Real Animals Junior Pro Staff sign up is up for 2025 as well.
Nice.
Got Yamaha with 5 and 6a-8a with 5, so we got $10,000 in scholarship money this year.
Your second best professional idea you've had. First one was
obvious. Obvious choice. I'm not sure that those people don't need to be checked.
What are you talking about? The polar plunge?
Yeah. They need to be all like one of those.
People are into that kind of thing nowadays.
One of those big pig fences where it just drops on them and then we just haul them off and have them checked.
I was listening to one of my favorite podcasts on the way here, the Jocko podcast, that Navy SEAL guy.
Yeah.
And he's a funny dude. And he was talking about one of his favorite movies. And basically the premise was like it was about like professional soldiering, and the guy was like all I care about is discipline and respect or something like this, and people who don't complete the timed run on time, instead of just kicking them out, they just kill them. He was like, yeah, it was the best movie ever. That's my dream society. I thought of you. I was like, yeah, that's pretty funny. Don't just weed them out, just kill them.
You're of no use to me. You're of no use to me. You'd be gone now.
See, I told you it's just ADD bait over there.
It's terrible.
They added a screen with like 6 different television screens over here. It's very hard to ignore.
Very hard. Welcome back, 636 here at the iHeart Media Empire. I want to put a shout out to our good friends at Relentless Perpetual Edge Knives. You know, they're the world's first self-sharpening knife. It sharpens as it cuts. Unbelievable, crazy technology. Ultra hard carbide, never rust titanium blade. It's got a great true grit glass reinforced handle on it. They got 5 great models to choose from right now. With more to come, go to relentlessknivesusa.com. Find out for yourself why this is the knife all the pros are talking about. It is super, super good stuff. Let's go to the phones here if you want to join us. 1-800-969-9352. It's always a good time of the year to get our freshwater report, our guru out there in beautiful Lake Alfred. Let's check in with Ronnie at Ron's Tackle Box. Ronnie, how are you, brother? Happy New Year.
Doing great. Happy New Year to you.
What's going on?
Been great fishing. We had that nice cold snap and kind of hindered people from going, but the ones that went did very well. That water temperature is just about right. I like it 58 to 60, and it's right there.
Yeah.
I just shivered.
Yeah. The speck fishing's great during that weather time. It's amazing. Big ones around here.
That's
we had a
what I've
real
heard.
good summer, plenty of water this summer, so there was plenty of food to fatten them up real good.
Yeah, I heard the speck fishing's incredible right now. I keep getting
Yes, it
reports. Yeah, Rick Gross and Billy Henderson up there in Crystal River, they're just wrecking them.
What's a really big speck? Just to put it in.
Ronnie, what would you say?
Pound and a half.
Like
is a
inches
real nice
wise.
fish.
I don't know that
I'm not sure.
Yeah, I don't know inches wise either. I mean, it just you want them big and fat when they get thick across the back.
Are we talking about like a 12-inch fish or like a 16-inch fish?
14.
Yeah,
14.
Yeah, I would say 12 to 14. If it gets to 16, you probably got a really big speck.
I got you.
Yes.
That's
a lot
really
of people come in and say, "Oh, I caught a 2-pounder." Well, you don't see too many 2-pounders, but they're out.
Yeah, there's a few of them, sure.
So you're looking for
Pound-and-a-half
fat
fish
ones.
is a real good eating fish, real good size.
Yeah, our Captain Ben Marshall, we were able to finally get in the woods together last week for our last week of deer season. Deer season in Georgia closes tomorrow. And the first night we were there, Ben did his fish fry with speckled perch.
All the way.
It sounds like gray snapper fishing or grunt fishing to me, right?
Yeah.
You know what?
About the same size.
What the difference is that you're using super light tackle.
You could
like
do the
you're
same
using
thing with grunts?
but a 5 foot. You're talking about a 5 foot rod. You're talking about like
we should do a show.
braid.
We'll bring your little John boat out there 5 miles and put some 5-foot spec rods in your hand. You'd have a blast.
I agree. No, listen, I love mango fish.
No, I'm not talking about mangoes.
Absolutely.
I'm talking about grunts.
Well,
grunts.
I like grunts
Gray
too. I don't have no problem catching them either. It's same concept.
It's like the specks of saltwater.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. It is. Except
Now I'm hungry.
yeah, speckled perch in some grease with the right batter on it. Oof, goodness
You
gracious.
should do a taste test.
Bass fishing's picking up good too. We had Fishers of Men here last night, did their captain's meeting here at the store, and they're excited to go out in the South Chain today. So they're out there right now fishing. There was about 40 guys here last night. We had a nice turnout.
Nice.
I have a pretty good sized room in the back, about 1,500 square feet, so plenty room.
That's
and
cool.
we had a good time, good meeting, and I'm looking forward to see what they do today. Haven't seen any real big fish this last week because, like I say, a lot of people didn't go. So the ones that normally go, they'll go today or tomorrow.
I might have asked you this before. We've been doing this freshwater report for a long time. I'm assuming, just like it is on the saltwater side, I would assume that your better daytime bite is right now because of the new moon coming, right?
Sure.
I mean, that would make sense, right? They're not feeding us heavy at night because they don't have that big orb up there in the sky helping light everything up. So that morning, that early morning, that bite should be good this morning.
It should be real good between now and about 11 o'clock.
Yeah, should be super.
Excellent.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
State record crappie is 3.83 pounds.
Wow.
There you go.
That's a big fish.
Somebody said
Biggest ones I ever caught in my life was in Wisconsin.
Amen, brother.
Yeah, somebody said the world record is 5 pounds 7 ounces.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah, that was in the stream.
That'd be
Someone
scary.
said
I'd have to put it back real quick.
that. The white elephant.
Yeah.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah.
That's awesome.
That's awesome. Good stuff. Good report, Ronnie. Tell everybody how they can find you out there, brother.
All righty. I'm at 380 South Lakeshore Way, which is 1792 in Lake Alfred. That's in Polk County. Phone number 863-956-4990.
And anybody looking to buy a tackle store that is up and kicking butt already, give our boy Ronnie a call. Go out there and check out Ron's tackle box.
got
He'll be
it.
in good hands.
Been here 30 years in this location, so it's well known.
Yes, sir. Nobody does it
I
better
just
than
want
you.
to retire. I'm moving up to Inverness and Crystal River area, and hope to retire soon.
We'll try to carry whoever buys it. We'll try to carry on the freshwater report. We'll try to roll
Definitely.
on with somebody new.
That'll be a selling point of the store.
Well, there you go, Ronnie.
I wouldn't lead with that one.
Put it on. No reason to schmooze us, buddy. You're already in.
Oh, okay.
You're already in. We already love you,
Well, it's
brother.
the truth. It's the truth. You guys are great, man.
Well, we appreciate you, my friend. Have a blessed and happy New Year. We look forward to the reports as long as we can get them from you, brother.
Yes, thank you.
All right,
Have
partner.
a good day.
You too, pal.
See you, buddy.
Great human being right there. Speaking of great human beings, let's check in with another one. One of my favorite guys in the fishing business of all time. One of the guys I looked up to greatly and still do when I first got in the game. Our good friend Captain Van Hubbard joining us from down there in Charlotte Harbor. Van, how are you this morning?
Well, a little wet this morning, but we surely needed some rain, so I'm not complaining.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
it was nice walking out into some humidity once again. I was giddy about it.
How's your bite down there? I heard there's a little bad water floating around.
Yeah, I don't want to bum things out, but we've got some red tide problems, and that's one of the things I wanted to mention to y'all that we need to try to figure out if we can do something about it. Every time they start dumping Lake Okeechobee down the Caloosahatchee within 2 or 3 weeks, those background concentrations get fed, and we have fish kills.
Yeah.
And it's over and over and over again, and the Army Corps decides to do it their way, and we have no control over it. It's a mess.
Yeah, it's funny seeing as how we're the ones paying them, yet we have no control. I struggle with that, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, the whole system is very broken.
It's broken, dude.
Yeah.
It's broken bad. Yeah, we pay you, but you make all the decisions whether we like them or not. Yeah, okay.
And there's so many
Cram them down our throats.
Yeah, and cram them down your
and
throats.
it's such a big issue, right? It's not. I mean, it's easy to point to certain things like outflows and all that, but I mean, Van, you wrote a great article, and your article lays out some of the groundwork. There's a lot more to it than just discharges.
Oh, there's a pile to it,
The
for
way
sure.
we've gone about things. And this problem, a lot of people are pointing to certain things. It's like, we got to fix this, and once we fix this, we'll be good. But, I mean, this problem took us 200 years to create, right? So it's not going to be a simple solution.
Right.
And even if you fix one of the biggest glaring, what we think could be a cause, it's not going to necessarily change the game overnight.
It may not eliminate it, but you got to start chipping away somewhere. And it seems like
Exactly.
we can't even get to that point half the time. We run into, you run into struggles. Big Sugar doesn't want us messing with what's flowing, because what's flowing is working for them, making a ton of money. So that's a big issue, dude. It's a huge issue. And the politicians getting paid by Big Sugar, that's a whole nother issue. So, like I said, I could probably clean it up in a week, but they're not going to like how I do it. So, I'm probably not going to get voted in for that job. Although we could clean it up quick.
I don't know if we could, man.
Oh, we could. I promise you.
Unlimited budget, everything you want to be able to do. I don't think you'd be able to clean it up in a week.
Listen, I didn't say you could. I didn't say you could do it biblically. Like everybody be, hey, good job. I mean, you're going to hurt some people, like bad. Like we're going to roll around with some big bats and take some people out of the knees. It's going to get ugly. But
I think you have to systemically change a lot of things, right? I mean, there's still people using septic on rivers in our state.
It's a huge problem.
You have to look upland. I mean, those waters that run into Okeechobee, the uplands are Orlando. Look what we've done to Orlando. The whole thing's concrete.
Yeah.
And we are surprised we have water quality problems.
Right.
I mean, people point to things like Big Sugar because it's easy to, and it sticks
it's a huge
out.
part of it.
But, I mean, it's a part of it, right?
It's a part.
Yeah.
And no doubt, listen, Big Sugar's not your only issue. There's no doubt about that.
Yes.
There's plenty of,
the uplands.
Yeah.
The fact that we've concreted over most of the state.
It's interesting to me, Van, when you talk to guys like Dave Marquette and guys that are into the airboat scene that spend a lot of time in the center of the state airboating all those lakes and chains and all that stuff. They really have a really interesting view, a really interesting understanding of that water flow and what's going on over there with the big Mickey Mouse ears and all that, and the problem with the big boom in Orlando and all that, again, all that wastewater, all the
And think of all the lakes in inland that we control water levels. We control this. We control growth. We control, I mean, people have been messing with the estuaries and upland estuaries for decades.
Yeah, for sure.
And then that trickles down to what we see in our saltwater estuaries.
For sure.
Mike, let me ask you a quick question here, and then I got to pick on Dylan for a minute because I better throw this in there first because you'll get wound up here.
You know
Dylan,
me well.
You better be glad your grandfather ain't around calling those fish grunts.
I
Hubbard snapper or gray snapper.
I am aware, but I had to clarify because he started talking about mangrove snappers, so I had to clarify.
I know.
Mangroves are just one of my favorites to catch. Go ahead. Ask me. Shoot.
But Mike, the big sugar thing, I have problem with their subsidies, and I got a feeling the new administration is going to do something about some of them. We'll see. But you don't hear Miami complaining about water problems. They got all that fine exotic fishing down there, and everything's great, down there at Weston and Miami. And that's where the sugar water goes. The sugar water doesn't go back into the lake, and it doesn't go east and west.
Right. I'm with you.
The Kissimmee is the problem. DeSantis has been trying to get stuff going. He's trying to get the feds to allocate the money to the state to use to get the stuff going at the mouth of the Kissimmee River there, because they're trying to filter that water coming in down from Orlando and all the developments there. And so we're trying to work on things, but Lake Okeechobee is a mess. It's got a lot of nutrients in it, and they do flow out. The lake has to be maintained below the 16, 17-foot level, whatever it is right in there. But we got to work on doing it a little bit at a time, because when they start dumping the millions of gallons a minute like they're doing right now, we end up having problems. And we got 3 hurricanes to kick our butt this year. We need a break. We don't need red tide right now ruining our wintertime business.
I couldn't agree more, brother. Couldn't agree more. Now pick on Dylan quick. We got about a minute left.
He's doing a good job. Be safe driving up to the farm today. Tell Dad and everybody we said hi. Sorry we can't make it.
We'll miss you today.
Yeah, just can't do everything.
Yep.
And so glad y'all are doing a good job. Appreciate it. And Mike, you and I need to get together some. Maybe the 3 of us, which is next to impossible, but sure like to spend some time with you if we can, if we get a chance.
I'd enjoy that as well, my friend. Be good and be safe, and keep the reports coming. We love them. They're very informative.
And just so you know, Van, on the whole gray snapper, white grunt situation, I've working with a local jeweler to get the first ever white grunt or gray snapper charm done. Nice. Yeah, I'm going to get one for my father. I'm excited about it.
That'd be good.
Everybody has a red snapper.
Johnson, would it?
Yes, it is. Yep, Doug Johnson is the one who's working on it for me.
Go figure.
Yeah.
That's great. He's
Everybody's
a great guy
got hogfish or
fisherman.
snook. I want a white grunt.
You do.
It's going to be so awesome.
Van Hubbard, we appreciate.
When you talk to him, ask him where his tarpon came from.
I heard things. He told me that story. Yeah, I was there for Christmas for my wife.
Very
Wonderful.
good.
Love you guys. Appreciate you. Keep up the good works.
Thanks, you, my
buddy.
brother. Appreciate you. Good stuff right there. Very, very impressive individual. Lots and lots and lots of rich history on the water. Blessed to have him as a part of the show for sure. Hopefully we'll hear from you guys as well. Maybe you did some fishing over the holidays. Maybe you got some new toys for the holidays. Whatever it might be. We got a big Buccaneer game coming up tomorrow night. So lots of stuff to talk about. Lots of stuff to look forward to. Good weather window here. 1-800-969-9352 is the number. Light them up. We'll be back.
Yeah. I've asked a couple jewelers about that. What about a white grunt? And they'll look at me like, what? What did you want? A gray snapper, white grunt. Even Doug was like, oh, gray snapper, like a mangrove? And I was like, no, like a white grunt. It's pretty funny. Yeah. Yeah, it was cool. I was in there. I've never met Doug himself, but he just happened to be at the counter the day I was in there, and he was talking to somebody else. And when he finally had a chance, I overheard what they were talking about, You know Nachman's Native Seafood, the fish bread I brought you? Great fish bread, great family, family friends. They have a really interesting kind of intricate logo in their fish bread. And his daughter, Timmy's daughter, is the one who kind of runs the seafood market shop. And I think she was pretty integral in like the whole proliferation of that fish bread brand and getting them into Cisco and all that. So Timmy was getting her for Christmas the logo, the Nachman's Native Seafood logo that's on the fish bread as a necklace charm. It was pretty cool. Yeah. So he was in the middle of doing that custom for them, and
he's a talented guy.
Yeah, he was like, "Dude, we can do anything you want." Like, all right, let's see a white girl, buddy. I'm excited.
When's your dad's party tomorrow?
Today.
It's today.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was tomorrow.
No, today, Saturday.
The 11th.
Mm-hmm.
You invited me too, and I wanted to go.
Yeah, it'll be fun. I thought it was gonna be really, really cold, but it won't be too bad, thankfully. Yeah.
Yeah, Mahoney said it was a really good time.
Mahoney's gonna go.
Yeah, he said it was a good time. I talked to him about it. Yeah, I'll have to text your dad. I won't make it, but
he turned 61.
That's great. Today?
No, 29th. December 29th.
Oh, the 29th of December.
Yeah.
That was your pool club. I'm trying to make sure I could hear them now. So they were but just because you cut them and put them in, they don't always make it in.
Sure.
Jeff does his job, and then somebody drops the ball somewhere.
Yeah. Dude, that Saturday spot, they play that like 4 times. That was the 6 a.m. hour. They play it almost every hour. It's nuts.
What's 6 a.m.?
That fishing segment thing.
Oh, yours?
We do a live one Friday morning. It's 5 minutes. They only play it once.
Right.
But then we record one for Saturday morning. It's like 2.5 minutes. And if it's a slow news day, they'll play that thing like 4 or 5 times.
Nice. That's good stuff.
Yeah. Dude, that barbecue festival is today at the Vinoy.
Oh,
and since the TDC funds a lot of those events, they'll send us VIP packages. So they were like, "Hey, do you want free tickets to this thing? You get VIP, free barbecue, free VIP parking, all this stuff." I was like, "Yes." And then I looked at the date, and it was today, conflicting with the party. I called my wife. I was like, "Well," she was like, "No, dude, we have to go to your dad's party." Yeah, you're right.
That's when you immediately think to yourself, I wonder if Mike would want to go to this.
Yeah, unfortunately, they only have a select tickets, and we're not supposed to. It's supposed to be like the TDC has some pretty strict like ethical bounds, right? There's a sunshine law, so I've never held a position that had sunshine law because all the federal stuff, there's no sunshine law. You can do whatever you want. But with the state stuff, there's a sunshine law. So like if you and I are both on the TDC, I can't talk to you about anything that might be TDC related. And like if you and I were to have a private meeting, it could be potentially subject to sunshine. So everything we communicate has to be foilable. So I have to email you so someone can request that public record. Yeah. It's interesting. Whereas federal stuff, we can go to the bar and talk about business all we want.
Go figure. Welcome back. 6:55 here. Short segment before the top of the hour. Put a shout out to our good friends at Power Pucks, the world's first power supplied trolling motor quick release bracket. The power comes up through the bottom. You don't have a power cord sitting on the deck of your boat. Absolutely amazing. It eliminates the need for that exterior plug. It's just kind of an eyesore. Lots of corrosion issues with those things. This is a really, really unique item. I'm a huge fan. I've got the Power Pucks on my 18 KO. I've got it on the 26 Contender Bay. Wouldn't go any other way. Go to powerpucks.com, PWRPUX.com. Find out for yourself why so many of the pros are making the switch to Power pucks. Let's go to the phones here. Check in for the first time in 2025 with our good friend Richard on the South Shore. Richard, I hope you had a great holiday season. Happy New Year, my friend.
Yeah, it's all right. We
All right.
are still, well, we're still beating on the house coming back from the hurricane. We took a week off around Christmas, but we're back on it again, and probably about 75-80% finished.
Good to hear, buddy.
But we had, the low tides here in the last couple of weeks, and we've been going out on the dock at extreme low tide, just when it turns both ways, and we'd see some smoke coming up and down the canal. And we got some big shrimp, and figured that would be the ticket. I don't normally fly bait fish, but my brother, he goes to the dark side. We got the big shrimp and just put them on a hook with a leader and laid them out in front of it, and the snook totally ignored it. They'd bump into it, just go right by it. But the only thing they seemed to do, they would strike at a topwater plug occasionally. So we caught several with a topwater plug or hooked them anyway.
Huh.
And I think the plug just aggravated them more than anything else.
Yeah, I think so
That
too.
could be.
They're on the move. They're not thinking about food.
Anger management.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No doubt.
Mike relates.
Talking about these releases out of Okeechobee, there was a study, I believe it was USF, released it here at the first of the year, and they've shown a direct correlation between red tide, not only the red tide outbreaks, but the length of them, between that and the releases from Okeechobee. So it's pretty clear. I mean, you can say septic tanks and this, that, and the other, but it's pretty damn clear what is causing these red tide outbreaks. This study ties it in there with a very strong correlation, and so it was put out, I think, the January the 2nd. So we know what the problem is. Now, if you guys want to whoop on Big Sugar and the government for not straightening it out like you do manatees and porpoises, have at them.
And sharks. Don't forget sharks.
Sharks, yeah.
Charismatic megafaunas. So
No,
powerful.
it's not all megafaunas. You got nothing against turtles.
No, turtles are cool.
competition,
I don't know about that. I have things against turtles.
Yeah. Well, probably, the turtle release
Whales.
activated some people. Yeah, whales. Yeah. Well, anything that's competition for the resources with y'all's business is, on the no-no list. Yeah.
I think just resources in general, right? I mean, it makes conservation hard when you have these charismatic megafauna that are propped up on a pedestal and used for campaigning by groups like PETA. It makes everything more difficult.
And I feel the same way about charter fishing too. So
I get it.
Touche, brother.
I get it. Richard, I'm up against the clock. Always one of my favorite callers, brother. Absolutely. We look forward to talking to you throughout the year here, pal. Be safe. Have a great weekend.
All right. See you.
All right, partner. That's great. Good stuff.
It's a funny thing that just perfectly characterizes like our problems, right? I mean, and no offense to Richard, love the guy, but I mean, charter fishing in general is this redheaded stepchild, right? We take recreational fishermen fishing. We are a platform for recreational fishermen. We're basically a dock, and we enable recreational fishermen who don't have the ability to access the fishery, whether it's on your boat in Tampa Bay or my boat offshore, right? And so we're a recreational industry, but we're also commercial business. It's a challenge. You're straddling that line.
Always good stuff to talk about. We're up against the clock here. 1-800-969-9352. Again, phone lines are open. Light them up. We got 1 hour left. Let's talk some fishing. We'll be back.
I said I wanted to expand on that point, but I didn't have enough time.
Yeah.
But basically, it's like, all right, so I understand Richard's point, but at the same time, is who is representing recreational fishermen, right? It's guys like Travis Thompson, people who go to these meetings, and the average Joe recreational fisherman, that they don't have the ability or time or
Or they just don't go.
Or they just don't go. And without charter fishing, the recreational fishery would be steamrolled, and it's a dangerous thing to point. And it's same. It's also guilty of the recreational fishermen that we point at commercial guys, and commercial guys are killing the industry. But without commercial guys, access to fishing in general, like this whole whale speed zone, if it wasn't for commercial guys, we would have gotten steamrolled with that. And I mean, everybody plays their part. So fishermen are quick to turn on each other.
Oh, which is
like we saw it with Amendment 2, trying to get Amendment 2 passed.
Which is what they like.
And if we're fighting each other, we're not winning.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The more we fight
each
other,
that's what I wanted to expand on.
The happier they are.
Yeah. I love you, Richard.
But he's got a point, and part of the problem there too is, and it's just a small piece of it, but the reality is that you have some charter captains that think they own the water out there, acting like jackasses. Guys like Richard in a kayak, guys are buzzing around in areas they shouldn't be buzzing around, freaking driving reckless. I mean, it just.
There's bad apples in the bunch.
Yeah, for sure. In every bunch. Doesn't matter where it is. And you're not going to eliminate all of it. You're never going to. I have the same issue with, going to a whole crazy ass level here, but the whole thing with like racism, you're never going to completely eliminate it.
Yeah.
Never. Yeah. It's way better than it's ever been, in my opinion. In my life, it's way better than it's ever been. But if you think you're going to completely clean it up off the planet, it's never going to exist, you're crazy.
Yeah.
There's no way you're going to give out 3,000 charter captain licenses and there isn't a jackwagon or two in the bunch.
4,355 last FOIA request in the state of Florida.
Wow.
That was the last.
But that's the whole state.
Yeah, but that was the last. No, that's just saltwater because you don't have to have one in freshwater. Right. But that was the last FOIA request that I did in probably like 2020, 2019. So I'm sure it's more than that now. I should do another updated FOIA request.
More than that in the whole state.
Yeah. I'm wondering. I wish it delineated geography wise.
Oh, I'd love to.
Because when you FOIA request the federal charter list, it includes zip codes and emails, so you can delineate it, and you can look at it geographically. But the state FOIA request does not.
You go opposite hand on those, huh?
I do a little bit of both. The same hand's a little bit more tricky.
I always do it the same hand. I've never done it cross-handed.
I do it both because it hits a different side. I would think,
yeah. When you did that, I felt my outside. I'm like, I'll put that pulls on the outside a little bit. 4.3 million cubic yards of debris has been collected since the hurricanes.
Wow. In Pinellas County alone?
It didn't say. News Channel 8 spending a bunch of time talking about
polar plunge.
Yeah, stupid people getting in a polar plunge instead of FEMA stuff they should be talking about. Lighting bitches up. I don't want to lose any of that funding. Douchebags.
Look at Florida, baby. Prepping for drought season. Clearing underbrush. Dropping water. It's something to be said about how we manage wildfires.
Ron DeSantis, baby. Well, they don't have any money.
The state of Florida.
They don't have any money in California, although it's one of the most taxed states in the union. But somewhere, where's the money going?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, on the news behind us on the TV, they're talking about how Florida's managing our state's forestry, and we're clearing underbrush, and they're dropping water in fire-prone areas. The way Florida manages wildfire prevention is impressive. The controlled burns we do and stuff.
Yeah.
The state of Florida does it right now.
Yeah, Georgia's about that too.
Yeah.
They got a fire break cut around a deer lease.
Yeah.
Around parts of it now. They're going to go in there and burn a lot of the underbrush. Yep. I wonder what old Governor Newsom over there has to say about all his wildfires. Such a great leader.
Love a disclaimer.
Welcome back. Putting a shout out to our good friends at Affordable Roofing Systems. Shingle, metal, tile, flat roofs. It doesn't matter. Repairs, replacements, it doesn't matter. Nobody does it better. Over 3 decades of roofing experience, honesty, professional approach to doing business, everything you want in a roofing contractor, you get it one place. Call 1-888-397-ROOF for your free estimate or visit them online at affordableroofingflorida.com. Let's go to the phone lines here. I'm headed into our second and final hour this morning. Hoping everyone is having a great start to their Saturday. Let's check in here with our good friend, U.S. Coast Guard Auxiliary Captain Extraordinaire, Captain Jim Fogel. Little safe boating tip to get us started here for 2025. Jimmy, how are you, brother? Hello, Jim. Jim,
Captain Jim.
Jim said, to hell with you. I'm out.
So while we wait for Jim, there was a question on the live stream here about Bartow Ford. Do we have a...
We do not. The message I got, I had a couple of dates I was working on, and we were kind of a go. And then my good friend out there, Elisa DeBlasi, who handles their marketing, has said we are a no-go for right now. They're working
I'm
on...
a go.
Oh, you're a go. Okay, well... we're working on dates. I just actually sent a message yesterday, and she was like, "Not yet. We'll get you one." I'm like, "Okay." So, but
Bartow Ford is coming.
I'm ready. I'm itching to get back out there and see everybody. I got a bunch of Ingo coolers and stuff to give away. So,
before we get into Jim, we do have a new platform, the Friendly Fisherman Restaurant there at John's Pass, so we could potentially do some stuff there. Wanted to talk to you about that.
I'm in.
Yeah,
we could do a St. Pete and Pinellas County one anyway.
Yeah,
that would be great.
Yeah, switch it up a little bit.
Sounds like a good place. Yeah.
I like it. Yeah, I'm getting hungry thinking about it.
That takes a lot, right?
A dinner, a special dinner.
It takes a lot. Look at that, Jim with the left hook.
Come on, buddy. I'm working on it. It's a new me. It's 2025.
All right.
Talk to me. What you got? What do we got for a safe boating tip to launch this thing?
Yeah. This is a time of year where a lot of people are setting up charters for different things, whether it be for snorkeling or scalloping or fishing or sightseeing. So you want to check out the captain or the boat that you're planning on going with, and make sure that it has the experience that you're looking for. Usually you can tell from different pictures that they've got on their site. But, word of mouth is always a good thing. Real Animals is a good source of information about fishing charters in particular. You want to make sure that you're going on a boat that you're going to have fun with, that you're going to do what you want to do. It's either and don't get me wrong, you can't catch fish every single time you drop a hook in the water, but if you don't drop a hook in the water, you can never catch a fish.
That's very true.
You need to be careful, but when you charter a trip or a boat, the captain should have a license. He should have the license right there with him on the boat. He should have a certificate that shows he's in a drug consortium and can be tested at any time. And he needs to have his act together. So make sure before you go, just like anything else, buyer beware. Check it out first.
Let me add something to this. Okay, and I've said this for years. Okay, if you own a boat or you're thinking about getting a boat, or let's say you're new to the Bay Area, you just moved here, you fished up north, you want to learn, as much and as fast as you can. Tell your captain that you have a boat and that you're wanting to learn. Okay, when I fish, when I guide, I don't go, hey, there's birds over there. I think we should go check that spot. I don't verbalize it normally unless somebody tells me, hey, I'm trying to learn. I've got an 8-year-old, my 8-year-old son. I've had this call. My 8-year-old doesn't want to fish with me. We don't ever catch anything. I was hoping you could, maybe I book a trip with you, we'd catch some fish, kind of light a fire under them, get them excited about it, and I need to learn some stuff. Then I know going in that I'm going to verbalize almost everything that runs through my brain that day so that you too can go catch. Well, you can't have all of it. But you know what I'm saying? And you're right. The bad part is, people are thinking, well, man, he's not going to take me to his top secret stuff. No, but I'm going to take you places that you can catch fish. I may not take you to my big snook spot knowing that you have a boat. I don't want you sitting there on Tuesday when I'm trying to put some clients on some big fish. But I'm going to take you to the areas where, big flats that hold a lot of fish so you can get out there with your son or your daughter and catch fish. You have to let that captain know that you are interested in learning. Otherwise, a lot of times, I'm just running through the day. We're pulling up to a spot. You don't know why I'm fishing there. You don't know what about that spot made it sexy. Why did you stop here? I don't think about telling you that. All I'm thinking is you just want to catch fish. I don't have to tell you why I stopped here. If I know that you want to learn, then I go into another mode. I'm like, see the water, the incoming tide. For some reason, this spot's really good. You can kind of see why we're fishing it.
Last night the wind was doing this. That's why I'm fishing here.
100%.
Yeah, we call it area familiarization.
Yes, 100%.
That's exactly what you're doing.
Yeah, 100%. But just communicate that to the charter captain that you choose. Let them know that you're wanting to learn. Yeah, let them know. Don't be sneaky about it. Don't think you're going to learn, because you won't learn as much. You won't get the value out of your dollar unless you tell them. And if you have a captain's like, hey, I really don't want to show you, then you automatically know that's not the right guy. you know right away, I need to call somebody else. And there's plenty of us out there. So plenty of really good ones too. Really good. So anyway, thought I'd add that in there.
By the way, I'm gonna do something I haven't done before, but I appreciate it. I got a note from Captain Mike, Big Pine Key Mike, that said some of his captains were interested in hearing about how to tow another boat. Oh. So I'm putting together something for that, and it probably is going to take maybe 2 weeks to do that whole thing. But I'll plan on starting it next Saturday.
Okay.
And
nice.
See what we can do.
Okay.
All right.
Attaboy. Well, good. Happy New Year to you.
Yeah, back at you, man, for you guys.
We appreciate you helping us out, brother.
Thank you. For the Coast Guard Auxiliary in St. Pete, Jim Fogel. Be safe out there.
Thanks, Jimmy. Have a great weekend, buddy. Good people right there. Now we're going.
We have another caller?
We have a legendary caller.
Nice.
Legendary. Our good friend, Captain Scott Moore, down in Anna Maria, joining us. Scotty, how are you? Happy New Year. What's up, buddy?
Happy New Year. Great show this morning. It's all about education.
Trying.
And, we're dealing with government. Government's slow. We've got to have the science. They got the science on Okeechobee. We've been saying it for years. Every time they release that water down there, we end up with the bad stuff. Okay, why aren't they taking the water and diverting it north? I don't care if they pipe it. Let the farmers use it. Let the municipalities use it for on the lawns, okay? They could have done that 30 years ago, okay?
Sure.
But now you got to remember, the city of Miami uses Okeechobee water. Everybody's fighting for that water down there. And, of course, the Indians and the bunny huggers don't want the dirty water going through the Everglades. And how about us? So now we get the dirty water, and they get clean water.
Right.
So you've got these organizations, and I was that are fighting for all that, but it's all about them, not about the whole state.
Right.
We've been screaming about Mike. We've been screaming. I've been screaming for years because they put all the way from Key West all through the Keys it was all on septic tanks, all those canals. They're all hooked up now. It costs a lot of money, and there's a reason for it. Anybody adjacent to the water. I'm not talking about people in Arcadia, unless they're on the Alafai or unless they're on the Peace River.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
There's a lot of things. It's government. It's government, and you got to educate the people, which you guys do.
Another pet project that I would love to work on, and now that Amendment 2 is behind us, I want to start getting some momentum behind. There's two things. I think if you live within a couple miles of the water, whatever it is, 1-2 miles, you should be on sewer, not septic. And then also the other flip side of it is there should be some sort of incentive or subsidy or tax break if you go to an artificial lawn. All these beautiful green lawns on the waterways, they shouldn't be normal St. Augustine grass. It takes a lot to keep that St. Augustine grass green. If you went to artificial turf lawns, they're expensive, but over the lifetime of your home, they pay yourself back because you're not doing lawn maintenance, you're not watering. If you went to artificial lawns with a subsidy, it would incentivize more people like house flippers to put in those artificial lawns because they get the tax break or the subsidy. And then all of a sudden, now you have much less nutrient load in the water as well. And then the final thing is, anybody with a dock, they make us do these seagrass studies to make sure you're not going to shade over seagrass. They should also incentivize or provide tax breaks if you provide oyster reefs, whether it's benthic, which is something on the bottom, or subsurface, something floating, that you're promoting growth under your dock. And the more growth you have, the more grass, the more oysters, the more filtration you have. So if we're hardening our coastal waterways with seawalls and docks, there should also be incentive to add riprap or add some sort of structure that's also cleansing the water.
Beneficial, yeah. Add some benefit. Be proactive.
Doc, Dylan, you hit that just right. Mike, you wanted to say something?
To me, everything Dylan said is being proactive.
Yeah.
Everyone's being proactive. We all need to pull together and be proactive in this attack, for sure.
Dylan, what we got to do is we've got to go to the Florida legislature and promote that, do an outline and suggest it. You'd be surprised. Some of these younger legislatures, I've got one here, Will Robson. I'll tell you, he tried to do that with the septic tanks. They were going to have them inspected and do some things. It didn't. Some things went through, but it was, it's. Anytime you're raising the taxes, it's a hard deal. But you're right. Floating docks have connectors as long as there's not grass there, and that's DEP. Okay, a lot of the organizations. But educating the people, it's just like when I'm doing a talk anywhere, and I've got people out there in the crowd. I said, "How many people are bird watchers in here?" Well, guess what? If you didn't have any fish, you wouldn't have any birds. Yep. So everything I'm talking about environmentally is for you.
It all connects.
It all connects, yeah. Connect the dots.
It's all connected.
Yeah.
And that artificial turf, you'd ask my son, Justin, he's big on it. He knows about the canals and canal systems. But
I'm up
great show.
I'm up against the clock.
And, yep, no worries.
Thank you.
Got it.
Thank you, my friend. Great job as always.
Good fishing.
All right, partner.
You bet.
One of the best in the business to ever do it right there. One of my favorite people, Captain Scott Moore. We got another one of our favorite people, another legend, like back-to-back legends.
Nice.
Tampa Bay Sporting Clays. The Mike Mesra guy, the man himself. Must be back from world travels. He's got time to check in with us. So we'll hear from him on the other side. Hopefully we'll hear from you as well. 1-800-969-9352. Light them up.
Yeah, those three things would be big.
Yeah, dude, that's great stuff. Oh, God, I haven't moved. Oh, God. I need an oil can. Like the Tin Man on Wizard of Oz.
Yeah, the Tin Man. That's what happens when you sit still in a chair for too long. Keep moving. Oh. Yeah, grouper update. Definitely need to cover that if we have time. Thanks, Paul Brown. Appreciate the kind words. Donald Waberman put AstroTurf in his yard. Jason Richmond said, "Tell him it will save the Pelicans, Manatees, and Black Bears." That would probably help. Someone was saying if you tell them it'll save the Pelicans, Manatees, and Black Bears, help get the job done.
That's true. Good point.
We got to turn that TV off. It's like a magnet.
Yeah, it's terrible. There's a remote right
here. That remote works really well, bud.
Denied.
Said not today, Mike Anderson.
Like everything else here in this building.
You're not the captain.
Shut it off. You can do it my way if you want. Tear that bitch off the wall.
Jason said, "How old are you guys? Neither one of you can get out of the chair without cracking." It's personal or self-depredation, right?
Yeah.
Self-imposed degradation.
Yeah. Self-inflicted wounds.
Yeah.
You're more than welcome to join us. There's always room at the gym for another.
Mm-hmm. I don't know, this time of year it's pretty tight.
Actually, ours isn't too bad. There was definitely an influx, but it isn't terrible. We pay a little more money for our gym, but it's worth it because it keeps some of the...
Yeah, that's I'm at LA Fitness for that reason. Crunch was cheaper, but it's nuts.
Yeah, EOS, owned by us. Bro, you'd be 5 deep on a machine.
It's crazy.
Insanity.
Yeah.
Welcome back. It's that time of year where weather's right, and we get to spend a lot of time outdoors shooting things that fly by us. Something I enjoy very, very much. Can't wait to get out here to Tampa Bay Sporting Clays and see my guy, Capt. Mike Mezra. Mez, happy New Year, brother. How are you?
Happy New Year, gentlemen. All the best to you guys.
Appreciate you. Back at you, man.
Good to hear from you, bud.
Yeah, what's going on? Everything good? Your holidays were good?
Well,
Where'd you travel to?
Went out with the family to Utah, did a little skiing, did a little snowboarding, and last day I sadly said that I probably shouldn't be snowboarding, but I did crack 2 ribs my last day, which is probably one of those painful things ever. But I'm recovering. The magic number on a healing cycle is 10 days. I can tell you that. To at least start feeling better. I mean, I can still cough and hurt, but I'm good.
All right.
But yeah, all good. Yeah, we're having a great time. Just being with the family, doing a little traveling as always. But yeah, I don't know about flying by for you. I know most of your hunting is walking and walking by, and of course with Mahoney, it's in the car,
in the truck,
driving down the road, shooting stuff. Yeah, roadkill stuff. But yeah, all good. But we've got a lot of stuff going on at Tampa Bay Sporting Clays. We've got the Rough Riders event today.
Oh, nice.
The weather's just been banner, as you guys know.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm amazed when I was hearing all y'all's fishing reports how much it's just been great. The bite's been good and everything. Everybody's catching stuff. It's great.
Yeah, it's fantastic. And we've been talking. I was just recently talking about Tampa Bay Sporting Clays. We gotta get out there. I'm ready to get out there and shoot some flying stuff. Yeah, no doubt.
I know. I'm ready to see Beth. So I mean,
I don't blame you. I get it.
Doesn't everybody just want to see Beth?
Yeah, pretty much. I understand.
She's better at it too.
Same thing with my wife too.
Yeah, I
Everybody's
understand.
Like, we were like,
yeah. I'm grateful. Yeah, I'm grateful. I'm not going to get her eyes fixed. That's all I know for sure. No, anything else she wants done, she can have done. No eye work.
I love it, but I love listening to you guys, Dustin. Great with about the artificial turf and all that. I'm on septic where I live, and you were saying within 2 miles of the waterfront. I mean, I'm right on the water, and I'm septic. How do you get people to change over and get something to happen? You have to give them incentive. It's like everything. You need a carrot for everyone in order to do it. And it's it's no different than tax things. And I mean, I'd do it in a second if I could tap in. And what's crazy is I got sewer right in front of my house, and I can't even tap into it. It's like because I'm in the county. Because it's city sewer. It's just some things just don't make sense.
Man.
That's a fact, brother. That's a fact.
Great example.
It's crazy.
I think we could clear up a lot of problems if they just put you and I in charge for a couple of weeks. We could fix some stuff.
I think we could solve world problems majorly.
I think so too.
World peace.
Glass of bourbon and we'll be chilling. It's all good. We'll figure it out.
Yeah. Right. I get it, buddy. Well, listen, I look forward to seeing you guys soon. Tampa Bay Sporting Clays, we're open. Check our calendar. We've got lots of events coming up. The weather's just been banner, even though today it's a little rainy. But we got lots of great events coming up. We got range officer programs with people to come and take some lessons and so on and so forth. Lots of charity events. But you guys keep up the good work. I look forward to seeing you guys soon. I do want to get you over for one of the Stakes and Clays, too. So I'll keep bugging you guys and getting you going.
Keep bugging us. Stakes and Clays sounds like a great day.
You have me intrigued.
Yeah. Thank you, my brother. Be good. Happy New Year.
We're going to get you out there, brother. I'm going to see you soon.
Hi, buddy. Sounds good,
All right, boys. Take care.
All right, buddy. Good stuff right there. TBSC.
My TBSC.
MyTBSC.com. Check it out. It's good stuff. We got Donald and Lutz up on the other side. Hopefully we'll hear from you as well. We got about 30 minutes left here before we got to wrap things up. 1-800-969-9352. If you got a question, a comment, fishing report, we'd love to hear them. Bring it. We'll be back. Yeah, the new powers that be canceled my fishing report. Because it's really just a niche thing. It's not all that important to the area. Cool Gasparilla. When's Gasparilla?
Next weekend.
Is it?
Mm-hmm. Wait, no. I was wrong. It is the 25th. the children's parade is next weekend.
Oh, okay.
Someone said on the stream, I work at a golf course on the bayou, and you should see how much fertilizer goes in the water.
Well, think about there's down in Boca Grande.
Yeah.
There's a golf course right there on the island. You know, right there on the water.
Yeah.
Seawall. You know, that ain't good. Have to recut this one too.
What?
Have to recut this
I love this hat that they gave me. I don't know what blanket it is, but it is so nice. Richardson.
Yeah, it's a Richardson.
632. It's so comfortable.
Yeah, they're light.
Yeah. Light, doesn't sweat. We got to get some more Real Animals hats too.
Do we?
Yeah, I meant to ask you about that.
Okay.
I don't know if it was sales or Hurricane, but we don't have very many. I think we only have the red ones left.
Okay. So what color do you want? Do you want some blue ones and some?
I know the black ones sold really well. Yeah.
That one?
Yeah. I gotta ask Lori about it.
Okay. Well, just let me know and I'll order.
I'll write that down so I don't forget.
Yeah. You got the check.
Yes. I have it here.
Figure that out.
We're moving retail systems, which is a fun project. Yeah, we're moving to the Shopify app for retail, which will be cool for online sales, but it's an app, so we have to switch. We use computers at the office, and Shopify is only an app, so we have to use tablets, and our staff is currently using a 27-inch monitor, and going from that to an iPad is not easy. So I'm trying to figure out how we can use a monitor with the iPad, and you can do it, but I'm trying to find the right connector. I ordered one and it didn't work. So it's a little bit of a challenge right now.
Yeah, I'll bet. Oh. Yeah, the morning stretch should be interesting.
Yeah, I woke up a little too late. I set my alarm early, but for some reason I didn't wake up with my alarm. My wife hit me and she was like, your alarm's going off.
I get that.
I only had like 10 minutes.
I woke up before the alarm this morning. I just didn't sleep good last night, boy. Did not sleep good at all. Because a nap is the future. A lift and a nap.
Sounds real nice.
It will be. Is there games on, NFL games on today? There should be, right?
I don't know. Off the top of my head.
I don't know either. Maybe one. You Googling it?
Yeah.
Cool.
Today at 4:30, the Chargers versus the Texans.
Okay. All right.
Oh, there's another game tonight. To 8 p.m. Steelers versus Ravens.
Ooh.
There's 2 games today.
Ooh. 2 games today, 3 tomorrow. Then. I think there's a game at 1 at 4:30.
Yep. 1, 4:30, and 8.
Yeah. The Packers play tomorrow at 4:30. The Bucs play at 8.
We have time. I want to try to get to that grouper.
Okay. Well, let's do it right away.
All right.
Just jump into it. Welcome back. 7:36 here at the iHeart Media Empire. Last big segment of the morning. If you want to join us, 1-800 969-9352. Don't forget to check out RelentlessKnivesUSA.com. You're thinking to yourself, oh, it's just a knife, just a fillet knife, no big deal. This one is the world's first self-sharpening knife. It sharpens as it cuts. Beaver tooth technology. It's unbelievable. Take the work out of filleting a pile of fish and get your Relentless Knives today. Again, go to RelentlessKnivesUSA.com. It is absolutely 100% the knife that all the pros are talking about. So, gag grouper, real quick. We'll get to Donald here in a minute, but gag grouper.
Yeah, so gag grouper, last year we had a 15-day season, and that's because we're in a rebuilding plan, which we can all agree is kind of silly, but nonetheless, the rebuilding plan has a small quota, and last year we had a payback because of the overage in 2023, which we can all agree was silly as well, but that's why we had a 15-day season.
So silly.
That's why we had a 15-day season in 2024. 2025, I'm guesstimating around a 30-day season. I'm hoping it'll open September 1st and be open for most of the month, but we won't know that season until much later this year. Probably around June they would finalize that. But it could be up to 45 days long, which would be a huge increase from last year's 15-day season. The preliminary numbers came out from MRIP, but the caveat there is the managers, the Golf Council, voted that they would be managing gag grouper based on state numbers. So they're not using federal data. They're using state SURFs, state refish survey data for the management and basically measuring the catch of gag grouper. So MRIP numbers came out, and I was interested to see what they said because they have an implication, right? In the early MRIP numbers, the preliminary MRIP numbers are available on the website. We talked about it on our live show 3 or 4 weeks ago, and the original numbers that came out on gag grouper preliminary were 1.2 million pounds. The quota was like 388,000. That's a problem. So I was a little concerned and very, very intrigued to see what the state numbers were. The state numbers haven't been out yet, haven't been finalized yet, but I'm hoping that they fall below. And generally, last year in 2024, I think the federal numbers were around 1.2 million, and the state numbers were considerably less, exponentially less. Wow. And if that same ratio holds true, then hopefully we'll fall below our quota. And if we don't have a payback, or if the payback's small, we should have that 30 or 40-day season. So I'm still pretty confident and feeling good about a 30-day gag grouper season this year. But the end of this month will really be a telltale sign at our Golf Council meeting that's happening in New Orleans the last week in January. And they're going to be talking about some of that and reviewing some of that. And then in April, we'll have another Golf Council meeting where they'll be reviewing the early parts of some of these stock assessments. So I think we'll have hopefully some positive news there. And red grouper is going through a stock assessment right now, and there's some positive news, some positive signs coming out of it. One thing being that red grouper can really recover from red tide outbreaks, similar to wild hogs. If Travis taught me this, if you take a group of wild hogs and you kill half of them, those remaining wild hogs realize that their numbers have fallen and they can actually kick in spawning, and they actually spawn faster, and they can rebuild their herd of hogs really quickly. And that's what they've discovered with red grouper is when the red grouper's biomass takes a hit from like a red tide event, they're discovering that red grouper are very resilient and they can kick on spawning and really recover quicker than expected. And I've been saying that for years because if you look at recruitment and you look at these red tide events, it's like hurricane, red tide, and then a big spike in recruitment. And you can see it correlated on the graphs. And finally, science has recognized what we've been seeing on paper for a while. So it's good to see.
Good
Positive stuff.
Good stuff. Also want to put a shout out to our Real Animals Junior Pro Staff 2025. Sign up is open on the website, realanimals.com. If you know a young angler under the age of 18 that you think might be a candidate for the Real Animals Junior Pro Staff, we would love to have them. You can check everything out, again, realanimals.com. There's a tab up top there for you to send in the sign-up sheet. Not all kids are accepted. It's not the way I set it up, but probably most kids are.
No participation trophies in Mike Anderson's world.
No, not so much. I don't get one. So really want to put a big shout out to, obviously, to CCA Florida, who kind of started this whole thing. Brian Gorski came to me, gave us $5,000 last year for scholarship money for the winners of the Real Animals Junior Pro Staff Summer Tournament. I was blown away by that. And then this past year, we were blessed. Yamaha has come on board and matched that $5,000, and now we have $10,000 of scholarship money available. The Real Animals Junior Pro Staff, when you make the team, we're going to send the kids a goodie box, shirts and hats and lures and some stuff, a measuring board for them to use during the summer tournament. The tournament's usually 1 month long. There's 6 species that they can catch, snook, redfish, trout. We do grouper, snapper, and bass. And the angler who catches the most amount of inches in each category or overall, like snook, redfish, trout, like a super slam, if you will, we do a first, second, and third place, and that's how we break down the scholarship money as well. Bull Bay Rods is in it. Ingle Coolers is in it. Gator Jim's Fishing Tackle is a sponsor of it. We've had some great support for this. We've got to know some great young anglers, some great kids. Some have graduated now and moved out of the junior pro staff, so there's some opportunity there for some great young anglers to get some scholarship money, courtesy again of Yamaha Outboards and CCA Florida. So just something to think about if you know a young angler who might be up to the task. Get them involved. We'd love to have them. So
how do they apply?
Hoping to grow this thing. All you do is go to the website, realanimals.com. There's a tab up top, sign-up sheet, Real Animals Junior Pro Staff. It's all out there. We just put it out on social media as well that we are now taking sign-ups for the 2025 Junior Pro Staff team, and we would love to have y'all. So, cool. Light them up. Yeah.
That'll be cool.
That'll be cool. It's really cool. It's so
Great
much fun.
program.
Let's rattle through another call here. Let's check in real quick. We've got Donald in Lutz, and then we're going to talk to the man, Captain Dave Pomerleau, and see how things are going on the Snooki nighttime side. Let's check in with Donald here first. Donald, how are you? Happy New Year.
Hey, Happy New Year, my brothers. Hope all is well with everyone.
It is.
I got to go down to San Antonio, where my son-in-law and daughter live, where he's stationed over there, and there for 10 days for Christmas and New Year's. It was awesome. Me and Andrew, my son-in-law, took the little ones, did a little dock fishing.
Nice.
On this pond, I had gotten them some cane poles because they're only 4 and 3, the little ones. So I figured cane poles will work great.
Yeah.
So looking down the dock, maybe like 30 feet from the shore, and right there the water is 25 feet deep.
Wow.
Yeah. It's like, well, we're going to fish, but we're not going to catch anything. But still had a great time with them. They brought their snacks, and they fed the ducks. So it was all good. Then they went to the playgrounds. Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Are you talking about San Antonio, Florida?
No, it's Texas.
Oh, okay.
When he said he was stationed out there, I knew Lackland Air Force Base. Is that where he is?
Yes.
Yeah, that's where I went to. That's where I went to boot camp.
Oh.
Yeah, you talked about that last weekend. You never got to go.
What year was that?
It's a long time ago. Jackwagon.
what a jerk, Dylan.
Long time ago, Jackwagon. Yeah, things were starting off so good too.
Sorry.
So next Saturday, I've got another kayak outing with all my buddies. We're going to Sunset Beach in Tarpon Springs.
Oh, nice. Cool.
Yeah, should be a good tide. It's not going to start until like probably 9. The tide coming in, it gets shallow out there, but so maybe we'll hit some docks around the residential areas and out in the open, some trout and stuff, and be grilling up my usual fare. We got the cheeseburgers and hot dogs and snacks and stuff. So it should be a good time.
All right, brother. Well, you're the man. We'll look forward to getting a report from you out there at the site next weekend, and we appreciate you as always. Happy New Year, buddy.
See you, buddy.
Happy New Year. Hey, you guys take care. Stay safe. Tight lines.
Thanks, partner. Good stuff.
Someone on the stream said Mike was there with George Washington.
Wow. Damn. George Washington. That's messed up.
Not just me.
Let's go to the phones. Some jackwagons on the live stream there. Checking in with our good friend, the Mad Snooka, Captain Dave Pomerleau. David, how are you?
Good morning, gentlemen. That's the first time I skipped the board op.
Oh,
You went straight in? Well,
they saw your name.
Yeah. You come in at
VIP list.
Yeah, VIP.
My goodness, man, I'm telling you. Well, how you guys doing this morning?
We're good, buddy. How were your holidays?
No, my holidays I could have done without, but that's the first time in my entire life I spent Christmas Eve and Christmas Day completely alone. It was just one of the weird deals where my gal and I, we finally went our separate ways, and it was not good, but that's okay. I'm looking forward to the new year. We had great fishing going on, and
That's
then all
good.
of a sudden, winter showed up.
Yeah, it's cold, right?
Oh man, it's cold. I had Darlene Schumann, the president of the Tampa chapter of Saltstrong, and she was in a big lady. She's awesome. Man, she's just fantastic. And she was in this big lady snook tournament, and it was the most amount of snook that you could catch in a certain time frame. And I took her 4 nights.
So she
And in 4
cheated?
nights-
She was like,
Oh,
I
no,
need to
she
catch
was
the most
allowed
amount of
to.
snook possible. I'm going to charter with Captain Pomerleau. That's a good way to do it.
Yeah. Well, she hooked probably 350, but she put 259 snook to the boat in 4 nights.
Holy moly.
Wow.
So she won.
Oh, she slammed the tournament record. She crushed it. She's going to get a really nice trophy and a cool pin, and yeah, she crushed it. She's awesome, and she's the president of the Capt chapter of Saltstrong, and she also was in charge of the Saltstrong Alliance that's raffling off a couple of great boats. But
She founded the Saltstrong Alliance with the help of Mike and Joe.
She founded that, and they're raffling off a beaver tail and a really nice 22. And the boats are incredible, but it was fun. 259 snook in 4 nights was great, but now the last few nights it's just been like, you step outside and you go, maybe not tonight.
A little chilly.
How's the fishermen in your guys' end?
Good on redfish, trout, and sheep's head. There's some snook being caught, but you got to be sneaky with it.
Yeah, it's been a little tougher on the snook bite here during the day, but definitely some big trout. That big trout bite's been fantastic. The redfish bite's still good. So, and then obviously it's sheephead season. A lot of sheepies around. So
John's Pass at night is just choked with redfish.
Yeah, yeah.
That's the weirdest thing. People tell me all the time. They go, "Now what? You can catch snook in your sleep, but you don't know how to catch sheephead?" And I went, "Not real well."
Yeah,
I mean, I have never in my life gone out and targeted sheephead, and I'm just like, I got to try this.
You just have to look at that person and go, they don't call me the mad sheephead. They call me the mad snooker, for God's sakes.
Well, yeah.
There's a reason.
But I once I want to go out and just see what this whole sheephead thing's. I've caught lots of sheephead, but they were always accidental bycatch when I was snook fishing. I was targeting them.
Yeah, I get it. They're great, man. If you get into some big ones, they're fun. They put up a good fight. Obviously, they're tasty, so that's a great wintertime target, no doubt.
You need your relentless knife to flay them, though.
Yeah, you do. No doubt about that either.
Amu, I mean, what's a giant sheephead?
A big dog?
I don't know. I mean, you can catch them, you can catch them pretty big, man. You catch them 3, 4, 5 pounds, 6 pounds. I mean, they get, especially if you get you get on some of the near shore structure, you get on some of the structure inside the bay, right on the shipping channel edge, and you can catch some monsters, dude. There's some.
I don't even know how.
There's some big sheephead out there.
Florida state record for sheep's head is 15 pounds, 2 ounces. Wow.
That would be what?
That's a horse.
30 something.
Yeah. It doesn't have a length on it.
No, I don't think he'd be that long. They don't get quite that long, but I guarantee that's a big one. He's 24 inches, I'll bet for sure, at least.
That would be a big beefy looking dude that was nasty looking people.
Yes, he is.
But I've been doing more day fishing. I'm doing a charter tomorrow. I'm starting at 3:00 in the afternoon.
Well, that's very early for you. Hey, I'm up against the break here, David. I got to cut you loose. But listen, we'd love some more reports in 2025. You're one of the best in the business, and the more we can hear from you, the better. So don't forget to hit us up.
Have a great day. I love the show.
Thanks, partner. The Mad Snooker is the man. If you Google the Mad Snooker, you will see he is the man. There's just nobody that does snook fishing on the west coast of Florida quite like it. We got one short segment wrapping things up here on the other side. We'll be back 970 WFLA.
More information about contests on this.
Someone on the stream said Mike fought against the British.
Damn. Well, you're welcome. Because we won.
Ooh, Paul Brown said he caught a donkey sheep's head last weekend, 28 inches.
Oh.
The FWC website said common is 13 inches, but they get as big as 36 inches.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh.
I would say a 28-inch sheep's head, though, is huge.
Yeah, that's a mongoloid. I've caught some big ones, especially up there in Crystal River. I've done some shows up there. We've caught some big ones. They're like 10-pounders, 8, 9, 10-pounders.
I know, like, the Carolinas, they get really big. I wonder what the North Carolina state record sheep's head. Ho! So the state record in Florida was 15 pounds. The state record in North Carolina is 19 pounds, 4 ounces.
Wow.
South Carolina is 16 pounds. That's crazy.
Yeah.
I wonder what the 40-inch snook equivalent is to a sheep's head. That'd be like 25 inches?
I would think. Well, 28. If they get as big as 36,
yeah.
I'll say probably 28
But
or
a
30
40-inch
inches.
snook is considered to be like a big dog, and they get 50-plus inches, right?
Yeah.
So I think it'd be lower than 28.
Yeah, but snook don't get, or sheephead don't get that big. 36 is like that out of the realm. So I've seen a 54. I've seen snook on the wall. Billy has one. Noble's got a 54-incher.
That's crazy.
It's mongoloid, bro. It's unbelievable. Big ass fish.
Where do you get a 54-inch snook? Live bait fishing on a bridge?
No, he was down in the port.
Under a dock?
Under a boat.
Wow. That's a horse.
Yeah. And it was, I caught that fish before I met him. That was 25 plus years ago. Monster Jam.
Dude, Monster Jam's awesome. My son loves it.
Does he?
Mm-hmm.
Go figure.
Yeah. Big loud trucks. It's fun to go to. I like Monster Jam. Do you like decline bench?
Yeah, I don't do enough of it, but I do like it.
Yeah, I don't do a lot of it.
Yeah, I don't either. But
I do mostly flat and incline.
I do too. I should do more decline though. Helps you get that cut underneath.
Mm-hmm. And you can do so much heavier too. It takes your shoulders out of it.
Yeah. back, wrapping things up here. First show for 2025. Enjoyed it. Want to put a shout out to everybody on the live feed that chimed in this morning, except those that were picking on me.
Someone said Sheep's Head got nicer teeth than half of Polk County. Oh, that's terrible.
It is terrible.
But funny.
Yeah, but funny. For sure. Our main man, Derek DeBose, we appreciate you, my friend. Thank you for doing what you do, getting up early and keeping this hideous program on the air. We appreciate you very much. Want to thank all of our partners for making this show possible. Obviously, we're blessed to have you guys. Sure.
Don't forget, if you're too busy to go fishing, you're just too darn busy. So get out there on the water. Monday looks like a good day. Potentially Friday. Capitalize on those weather windows between fronts.
Weather update always brought to you by our good friends at Reese Windows and Doors, reesewindows.com. If you're looking for windows or doors, 50 years in business, nobody does it better. Want to put a shout out to the man, the myth, the legend, Mark Hubbard. Want to wish him a happy birthday. He's having a big celebration today, and we certainly love some Mark Hubbard. Him and I had many great shows through the years together, so always good to hear he's doing well.
Yes, sir.
Living large on the ranch.
On the farm, on the grove.
On the farm, on the grove. Living large.
Yeah, gonna do some barbecuing today.
Yeah.
Shooting some guns.
Nice.
Awesome.
Yeah, it sounds like fun. Looking forward to getting the boats on the water this week, getting out there and catching some fish, got some trips, and we'll have good stuff to talk about tomorrow morning as well. Myself, Mike Mahoney, and the big fella, Captain Big Ben Marshall, 95.3 WDAE and AM 620 for the T. Mahoney Company Real Animals Radio Show, 7 to 9 a.m. tomorrow. Make sure you check it out. There'll be deer season wrap up and all kinds of fish talk going on over there tomorrow morning. So we appreciate you guys. Tight Lines, have a great weekend. Go Pack, go Bucks. Let's have a great football Sunday. Tight Lines, everybody. We're out.
Preceding program.
See you later, guys. Thanks for watching. Appreciate you joining in, and looking forward to a great year. So have a good one, and we'll see you tomorrow, 7 to 9. Tomorrow night, 7:30 p.m. So tomorrow morning, 7 to 9 on the Real Animals Facebook. Tomorrow night on the Hubbard's Facebook and Real Animals Facebook, 7:30 p.m. Y'all have a great Saturday. Stay warm, stay dry, and we'll see you tomorrow. Thanks for watching.
I was going to blast those two guys.